Hi everyone, this is Dr. Nitin Chhoda with Ignition Time, and in this video I'll give you the truth about the latest unemployment numbers that have actually emerged from the Bureau of Labor Statistics. So on your screen you'll see a tweet from Heather Long of the Washington Post, and Heather reported that 1.1 million new unemployment claims were filed in the past week. So 757,000 state unemployment claims and 345,000 pandemic unemployment assistance claims, that's for the self-employed, were filed last week. Now this is a slight decrease from the week prior, although layoffs remain very, very high. Remember, we're 7 months into the pandemic right now. Now, I do want to be clear, there are some encouraging signs. However, there are certain trends that are pretty disturbing as well, and I do want all my viewers and subscribers to be aware about that. So I'm simply not going to present a rosy picture like, whoops, that's the Labor Secretary. That's the Labor Secretary, Eugene Scalia. All right, well, we'll hear what the U.S. Labor Secretary Eugene Scalia has to say as well, because clearly he thinks that there is only one way to look at this data. But I'll present you both sides of the equation. But first, let's start with the actual numbers and the actual facts as reported by the Bureau of Labor Statistics. So initial claims for benefits did indeed fall for a third time in 4 weeks. Americans on extended benefits rise in a sign of extended economic pain. In other words, more and more individuals are on extended benefits, because keep in mind, there's state unemployment benefits, there's extended benefits, and then there's a pandemic unemployment assistance program. So the number of Americans filing for unemployment claims did fall for a third time in 4 weeks, suggesting that the labor market is indeed gradually recovering while remaining far, far away from how it was prior to the pandemic. So initial jobless claims in regular state programs throughout the country, they declined to 787,000 in the past week. And essentially, this without accounting for seasonal fluctuations, the claims dropped by about 73,000 a week. Now, here's the problem though. The continuing claims, in other words, the total number of individuals who are on state unemployment benefits, even though on the one hand it did fall by 1.02 million people, so it fell by 1.02 million people to 8.37 million people for the week ending October 10th. The problem is a lot of individuals, close to 1 million individuals, will be close to completely maxing out their unemployment benefits, including PUA. Because remember, there's an upper limit. From a duration perspective. So once you cross that duration, you no longer are eligible for additional unemployment aid. If you want more information, please subscribe to the channel. Please enable notifications so you'll get alerts about that as we go forward. Also, check out the unemployment benefits playlist. It's a very important playlist that gives you a lot of information on our channel. So the fact here is a lot of individuals are now starting to exhaust state benefits. They're starting to exhaust unemployment, extended unemployment benefits, and also exhaust pandemic unemployment assistance, the PUA program. That is the concerning thing. So a lot of economists expect 870,000 initial state claims and 9.63 million continuing claims, according to median estimates in a Bloomberg survey. Now, I want to be clear, and I'm pretty sure that U.S. Secretary of Labor Eugene Scalia, there he is. He's going to be pretty happy about that. You're happy about that, right? Yep, I think he's pretty happy. I want to be pretty clear that this is a welcome sign. There are encouraging signs, but again, there are pockets that are deeply distressing, and I'll talk to you about that as well. These figures are a welcome sign of an improvement in the labor market after a significant jump in filings in the prior week. But the one thing that is concerning is the decline in these continuing claims actually coincided with an increase in individuals on the PUA program, an increase in individuals on the pandemic unemployment assistance program. And this is a program that essentially provides an additional 13 weeks of benefits. After 13 weeks, that money runs out. Also, the PUA program is scheduled to end at the end of this year. So at this point in time, more than half the individuals on unemployment are scheduled to have their benefits essentially end at the end of this year, pending any further extension, pending any further legislation. So that number of individuals on pandemic unemployment assistance rose about 510,000 to 3.3 million in the week ending October 3rd. So initial claims decreased in most states last week, which again is a good thing, indicating that the improvement was indeed broad-based. California had the biggest drop in new unemployment in new unemployment benefit filings. California had the biggest drop, followed by Florida, Georgia, New York, and Michigan. So that is indeed a good thing. Now, I do want, before I show you some important comments from the US Labor Secretary Eugene Scalia, I do want to point out that nearly 1 million individuals have received their maximum allotted unemployment insurance payments, leaving them with no additional income once they exhaust their state benefits plus the extended benefits plus the PUA. Because if you really think about it, all the individuals who went on unemployment in March and April, it has been 6 months since then. So all, the state unemployment, which is an average of 26 weeks, followed by the extended unemployment, which is an average of 13 weeks, followed by the pandemic unemployment assistance program, that entire duration is running out for individuals who went on unemployment in March and April, which means that what is happening right now is that by the end of the year, millions more Americans will have run out of jobless aid and have no access to federal extended benefits, according to the Century Foundation. And according to the Century Foundation, workers are now faced with the news that no additional federal benefits will be coming to replace a $600 a week pandemic unemployment compensation program, which expired on August 1st, or the $300 lost wages assistance program, which ran out on September 6th. So an analysis of the Labor Department and Treasury data by the Century Foundation found that an estimated 933,731 people have maxed out their benefits since March, when the actual pandemic began. So this foundation actually estimates that an additional 20.8 million Americans still receiving unemployment benefits will now only receive $200 to $300 a week unless a future stimulus package includes additional benefits. Millions will run out of jobless aid with no access to federally extended benefits by the end of the year, according to the group. Let's hear what the US Labor Secretary Eugene Scalia, he's been here all along. Hello, Mr. Scalia. He's there. Let's hear what he has to say about all of this. He was actually interviewed in the past 24 hours, and let's hear what he had to say specifically about unemployment levels. He did say that more than half the states are under 7% unemployment, and he said a handful of large states, like New York and like California, have higher unemployment, and according to him, that was essentially skewing the numbers. Let's hear what Eugene Scalia had to say.
My next guest wants to expand on a little bit here. Eugene Scalia is his name, the Secretary of Labor for the United States of America. Secretary, very good to have you. This trend surprised even the most bullish of economists, particularly when it came to this claims number. I know these can be volatile data, but what did you make of it?
Neil, good to be with you. It is good news. What we saw was the initial claims, that is the initial filings for unemployment benefits last week, were reported at a number 110,000 fewer than the reported number just a week before. That's progress. What we also see is that the continuing claims, that is people who are actually on unemployment, that number continues to drop significantly week to week. We know now that basically in the month of September, about 3 million people went off of unemployment. So these are very good trends. But let me say, I continue to think that the more significant report has been the monthly employment report that our Bureau of Labor Statistics puts out. That has shown the job market coming back so much more quickly than was being expected back in April. Neil, when you and I were having some conversations back in April and May, and I thought we could get under 10% unemployment by December, very few people thought that. We know that we're well ahead of that now. Just one last report that I would mention that I think is really interesting, we put out a couple of days ago. This is state unemployment. And what we learned is that more than half the states actually are below 7% unemployment right now. More than half are at 6.7 or below. What we see is that a handful of very large states have much higher unemployment. So California, 11% unemployment in September. They brought it down just 0.2 from August. New York, Illinois, right up around 10% unemployment. Those are 3 of our 5 largest states. You factor those out nationwide, these figures look much better. So we obviously have a ways to go still. These numbers are higher than we want, but they show a very, very strong trend, together with other good economic news that we're seeing, including today's existing home sales report.
So as you can see, Mr. Scalia is optimistic about the economy. And, as far as Mr. Eugene Scalia is concerned, I guess it's raining money, right? Look at that. It's raining money. No, it's not. A lot of us are really struggling right now, and I do believe that at some point the two sides need to be able to come together because, and you've seen my other video where I've talked about the White House Senior Economic Advisor Larry Kudlow, and now we're looking at the U.S. Labor Secretary Eugene Scalia. I do believe that we're living in the DC comedy hour with the U.S. Labor Secretary. This is the DC comedy hour, and let's take a look at the next segment with the U.S. Labor Secretary Eugene Scalia, where he said that President Trump built this extraordinary economy and we are bouncing back and it's time for us to get back on track. Let me know before I jump into that segment whether you agree with this assessment of the U.S. Labor Secretary Eugene Scalia. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Let's roll the tape and see the next segment with the U.S. Labor Secretary Eugene Scalia.
This is very good news. That it's much better economic news than was being projected at the start of the pandemic. Let me remind you that during the last downturn, the financial crisis, 2009, 2010, it took nearly 3 years, 34 months to get unemployment under 8.5%. We got unemployment under 8.5% in 4 months from May to August. So President Trump built an extraordinary economy in those first 3 years. It was projected that we would add around 2 million jobs. He added 7. So we built this amazing economy that was a very inclusive economy. There have been some important reports that have come out recently showing.
So that's it, everybody. You have Mr. Eugene Scalia right there. Mr. Scalia, thank you for your analysis. I appreciate it. And hopefully, things get better. And let's just see what happens. Let me know if you agree with Mr. Scalia's analysis, or if you agree with my analysis and some of the numbers I projected about the increasing number of people on long-term unemployment, the increasing number of individuals who've lost their jobs permanently, and the fact that the pandemic unemployment assistance program is scheduled to go away at the end of this year. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. My name is Dr. Nitin Chhoda with Ignition Time. I appreciate you being a viewer, being a subscriber. Make sure you check out my video. You'll learn more about who I am, what my journey has been like, and why you should listen to me. We release videos at 2 p.m. East Coast time most days of the week. That's 2 p.m. East Coast time most days of the week. You can get your cell phone out, send a text message with the word ignition or with the word time to 70,000. That's 70000, and you'll get added to our SMS alerts list. You can also get added to our email list. Simply go to ignitiontime.com/alerts. That's ignitiontime.com/alerts, and you'll get added to our email list if there are breaking news and alerts that we want you to know about. You can opt out of the SMS list or the email list at any point in time that you want. You can also follow us on Instagram. Our Instagram handle is ignition_time. You'll get exclusive content specifically for Instagram followers. And you can also follow us on Twitter. Follow us on Twitter at ignition_time, the same handle as Instagram. You'll get breaking news and alerts from us on Twitter. Now keep in mind, YouTube does not always release notifications on time. Sometimes they get delayed. That tends to happen with technology. So all you have to do is simply bookmark youtube.com/ignition time. That's youtube.com/ignition time. I would really appreciate it if you can bookmark our channel. This way you can watch any of our videos at any time you want. You're not dependent on the notifications, and you can just visit our channel a couple of times a day or whenever you want. If you learned something new from this video, please consider clicking the like button. Please subscribe, please enable notifications, please ignite that notification button. This way you'll get alerts from YouTube, assuming they come on time, that is. And also, listen, if you learned something new from this video, please comment below. Engage with our growing community. All the links to our resources are in the description section below always. Finally, you can thank us if you share this video with friends and family. That's your vote of confidence in us and all the effort that goes into this channel behind the scenes. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Dr. Nitin Chhoda with Ignition Time. I'm looking forward to seeing you in the next video of Ignition Time. Take care. Bye.